ஆமா. அங்கேருந்து அப்படி வராங்க சாருங்கண்ணா அந்த வீடியோ தான் எனக்கு பாஸ் தெரியுது.
Hey, Master the Blaster.
Hello.
Hi, hello. full order.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It is sir. Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, ED sir, good morning.
Sir, good morning. I'm unable to unmute my mic. Yeah.
Now we can hear your voice, sir.
Okay. Hear me.
Good morning, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan. The guest is also joined.
Unmute this. Unmuting is not
Sir,
unable to unmute.
Dr. Vignesh, good morning, sir.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. Welcome.
Sir.
Morning, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Ramanathan, sir. Are you there, sir?
யாரோ சொல்லுப்பா ஆடிபிள்ங்க.
Sir, ED sir, good morning.
Sir, good morning, sir. Librarian.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
May I audible, sir? Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Sir, shall we start, sir?
So, Chief Librarian, shall we start or we have to wait still?
So we'll wait for
Ramanathan?
some time, sir.
Okay, right.
So we'll wait for 10 minutes, sir.
Okay, right. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because some of the participants will also view the program through YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I think some 350 have joined here. Some more would be joining.
Yeah.
Remaining will watch through YouTube, I think.
Sir, mic on.
Sir, library, sir. Shall we start, sir?
Madam, please wait, ma'am. Please wait, ma'am.
Okay, sir.
Sir, shall we give some instructions, sir?
Yes, please.
Okay. Preeti?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Kind attention, please, participants. Important instructions to follow. Quickly mute both your audio and video. Avoid chatting unnecessarily during the session. This will be monitored. During interactive sessions, read the resource person, introduce yourself, ask question politely, maintain silence throughout the session to enrich your knowledge. I repeat, quickly mute both your audio and video. Avoid chatting unnecessarily during the session. This will be strictly monitored. During interactive session, greet the resource person, introduce yourself, ask question politely, maintain silence and discipline throughout the session to enrich your knowledge. Thank you.
ठीक 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 है और मतलब कीजिएगा कॉल बाय
Automatically mute yourself. Ashik, mute yourself. Mohammed Ashik.
Sir, Kannan sir, can you able to hear my voice?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Participants, kindly mute your mic.
Hello, hello. Hello.
சொல்லு சார் நம்ம கொஞ்ச நேரம் கழிச்சு பேசுறேன். ஏன்னா இப்ப இது போட்டு
Hello, G Karthi.
Librarian, can we start? Hello? He's hearing, I don't know why.
Librarian, sir. Shall we start?
I hope it is already 15 minutes late. We can start now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, Dr. Vignesh, shall we start?
I think we should start now. It's time.
Yeah, right. Okay. Madam, we can start, I think, madam. Yeah. Librarian, I think he's there in the group.
Yes, sir.
Maybe we
Okay,
start.
sir.
Yeah, we have enough crowd. We can start, I think. Please.
Preeti, you can start, ma.
A blissful morning to everyone joined here on this digital platform. Today, we are connected here for the user awareness program on exploring the resources of NDLI. The prime objective of this program is to make all the learners to enrich their knowledge by exploring the e-library 24/7 from anywhere. So let's be prepared to receive the guidelines on how to use the wealth of resources from this informative session. Now, I kindly invite Dr. Bibula, Professor and Head, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Secretary of NDLI Club, Mahendra College of Engineering, Salem, to give welcome address.
Thank you, madam. Good morning and warm welcome to everyone present here. Respected chief guest and the resource person of the day, respected Executive Director of Mahendra Educational Institutions, respected principal of our group, respected deans, beloved professors, head of various departments, chief librarian of our group, faculty members, and my dear students of our Mahendra family, very good morning. So today we all are gathered here to create the user awareness program on exploring the resources of NDLI. Libraries offer a low-risk strategy to expand your choice of reading matter. Well, I like to think of a tasting menu in a restaurant. Like tasting menu, a visit to a library offers you the chance to try new things. The library would like to support us in our studies and in making good use of our knowledge. I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to our most honorable founder, chairman, Tirumigu M.G. Bharatkumar sir in his absence. He has been source of inspiration and pillar in many hearts of people. We salute your skills and professionalism. He is the rock of our home, hope and source of constant encouragement. So we are most thankful to him. On behalf of the organizers, I extend a warm welcome to our chief guest, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, Chief Strategic and Outreach Officer, National Digital Library of India, IIT Kharagpur, West Bengal. It is our pleasure to have you today as the resource person on this chosen topic. It is a pleasure for all of us to have such a great personality among us. So we all are taken to hear from you about your journey, knowledge, and success formulas. Thank you for taking out time for all of us from your busy schedule to share your thoughts with us. So once again, I welcome you, sir. With deep and profound sense of gratitude, I welcome our dynamic executive director, Dr. R. Samson Ravindran. I thank for his unstaunded efforts to ensuring a smooth transition. His efforts at moving this inspiration of higher grounds would be written in the annals of our institution. Thank you for being with us, sir. I extend my gratitude and a warm welcome to the Dr. R.V. Mahendra Gowda, Principal of MEC. He is known for his knowledge, dedication, and dynamic personality. Welcome, sir, and thank you for being a part of this event. I would like to extend my gratitude. Welcome to Mr. T. Ilango, Principal of MIT, for your contribution and efforts towards the realization of NDLI dream. Welcome, sir. I would like to welcome our Dean, Dr. N. Moganasundara Raju, MCE, Salem. I recognize and support your work. Welcome you, sir. Also, I welcome our Chief Librarian of our group, heads of departments, and faculty members from our great Mahendra family. And I welcome all our students without whom our education system would not materialize. So we extend a warm welcome to one and all gathered here. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It gives me immense pleasure to invite Dr. R. Samson Ravindran, Executive Director, Mahendra Education Institution, to deliver presidential address for this illuminating program.
Morning to all. And
Morning,
nice
sir.
day being with you on this morning in the process of exploring the resources of NDLI. The Union Government, under the Ministry of Education, has started the National Mission on Education through ICT. A part of this National Digital Library resources has been developed by IIT Kharagpur. It is developed and as well as also it helps many people in this resources. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes. This is not an ordinary repository for resources or data. It's a different one, specially designed. So it's my bounden duty to extend a warm welcome again on behalf of the management to the chief guest or the resource person, Dr. Vignesh from IIT Kharagpur. Welcome you, sir, on behalf of the management. And also, I want to record the presence of our principal of Mahendra Engineering College Autonomous, Dr. Mahendra Gowda, Dr. Ilango, the principal of Mahendra Institute of Technology Autonomous, and the dean of Mahendra College of Engineering, Dr. Mogana Sundararaju, the dean of Mahendra Engineering College, Dr. Shanmugam, the executive officer of Mahendra Engineering College, Mahendra Education Institutions, Dr. C.T. Sivakumar, and the host of this program, Dr. Kannan, the chief librarian who is the organizer, and the person who welcomed us, Dr. Lily Villa, and other various set of the departments and organizers. Especially, very much we are here to welcome as well as to greet all the participants, more than 1,200 plus. Library is always a source. It is a saying, great saying in Tamil Nadu. If you want to develop a country, if you want to develop a state, plant as much as possible the library. Library is not a source alone. Here, due to the development of technology, many search engines has developed. Particularly, this NDLI has developed a special search engine for its kind. IIT Kharagpur is known for this, and they have developed and maintaining this to help particularly students with a focus on their study. Also, it helps them to have a interdisciplinary activities. It is a great boom for the research scholars. And so long back when we were doing the research, we have to run pillar to pillar to collect data. But now this is not the case. They can put more their idea. They can spend more time on their resources. So this has a special engine for research scholars. Also, it helps more and more, as I said, in interdisciplinary activities. Not only it's not ending with that, it has very much helpful for job seekers also. So interesting to explore what is available without knowing that if you can create a number of opportunities, but it has to go to the minds of the people, what is available with them, what is available there. So this NDLI is a wonderful opportunity for everyone, every person. It is not a fixed event. Once in 3 months, once in 6 months, they are altering and developing. That's why I'm telling you, it is not developed. It's developing continuously. It is developed by IIT, and it is being maintained in all means. It is a very big. I can say it is a treasure. It is a gift. It is a very big. So I can say guiding force, bright light for all these three categories of people, particularly the students, very particularly the research scholars, not only for them, also for the job seekers. I really appreciate the effort taken by the Chief Librarian of Higher Educational Institutions for making this possible here. Also, I appreciate the principals, those who are supported. The huge number of registration has come from MEC, MCE, and MIT. So this is a good number, and I can say such platform will definitely, very certainly develop the activities, develop their innovative, they kindle their innovative ideas, and it will support their ideas to develop and end up with their way of reaching their objectives. So I wish you all the best on behalf of the chairman, secretary madam, and the managing directors. I want to record my appreciation to everyone, those who have created this one. Also, Again and again, I am thankful to the resource scholar, resource person, Vignesh, Sornamohan, for being with us on this day. And this will be a wonderful day for all the participants. Enjoy knowing about the library. Library is not only for just studying on a subject, it is a learning with pleasure. Have a nice day. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
I humbly invite Dr. R.V. Mahendra Kauda, Principal, Mahendra Engineering College, to extend his felicitation for this NDLI awareness program.
Yeah, I think my voice is audible, right, madam? Yeah.
Yes, very much.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
audible, sir. You can continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. A distinguished resource person for the today's awareness program on exploring the resources of National Digital Library of India, Dr. Vignesh, who is also the Chief Strategic and Outreach Officer, NDLI IT Kharagpur, our respected Executive Director, Dr. Samson Ravindran, learned principals and deans of our group institutions, the chief librarian, Dr. Pramanathan, and his team, who are very much part of this, who are very keen to organize this program, our heads of departments, members of faculty, and my dear students of all our group institutions. So it gives me immense pleasure to be part of this awareness program. As already explained by our executive director, this is a very novel initiative of the central government to bring under a single window that all the wealth of information, especially in the digital form, to be available to any people, the students from schools, the graduates, and also the research scholars, even the elderly people who wish to learn any subjects and all that. So, under the National Mission on Education, which has brought up a wonderful initiative, and IIT Kharagpur is really, coordinating and all that. So, on behalf of our management, my own behalf, and on behalf of our institution, I profusely thank the resource person, Dr. Vignesh, for finding his valuable time to create more awareness to all of us. From our institution, we have around 1,835 members who have registered, for the NDLI. Of course, we have many more people. So through this awareness, I think the remaining people also join and they will try to derive the benefit from this. So this is really a great initiative, and the people can.
அரிசி எடுத்துட்டீங்களா அங்க இருக்கா கூப்பிட வேண்டியதுதானே
I think please mute, somebody is speaking. Yeah. So the students, the faculty members, research scholars, and any learner could make use of this opportunity by sitting at their home. Long back when we used to study, we have to go to the library. That was the only place where we could get hard copies. So now it is very easy. At any time they can get, it's really a great thing. So let us make good use of all this. Even the research scholars could make good use of this to do literature survey and find out the research problems for their PhD and all that. Long back when we were doing during early 2000s, so we used to go and do CD-ROM search at the basement at IIT Delhi and all that. So that was the only facility available. So now with this NDLI, so people can sit at their home and supervisors can access and review the literature, search the new topics, the new avenues for research and all that. It goes in a n number of ways to help many people. So I wish this program a grand success. I once again welcome Dr. Vignesh and also thank him for his valuable time. So I request all our faculty members and students to actively participate and try to use these resources available in plenty from time to time to enhance their knowledge, skills, and all that. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. I cordially invite Dr. T. Ilanko, Principal, Mahendra Institute of Technology, Namakkal, to facilitate this informative session.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, the resource person of today's program, exploring the resources of National Digital Library of India. He is also the Chief Strategic and Outreach Officer of IIT Kharagpur. Most respected and dynamic Executive Director of Mahendra Educational Institutions, Dr. Samson Ravindran. Respected Executive Officer, Dr. C.T. Sivakumar. Principals of Mahendra Educational Institutions, Deans, Directors, Heads of the Department, Faculty members, and all my student participants. A very good morning to one and all gathered here. At the outset, it gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this program on exploring the resources of NDLI. We all know that reading should be a continuous activity, be it a teacher or a student, or for that matter, any human being. Reading gives us self-motivation, it gives us maturity, it gives the confidence and courage to understand and to exhibit our knowledge in a broader perspective. Recently, we could see the digitalization in all sectors. This particular digitalization of the resources, learning resources particularly, which is initiated by the Government of India through IIT Kharagpur, is very much appreciable. And we all know that earlier, we'll be going to the library in search of materials, whereas today, this has come to each and everyone's home. So we need not go anywhere. We can, in fact, get the required materials by going through this NDLI. And this particular program, hosted by Mahendra Educational Organization, will be very much useful to all the teaching and learning fraternity. And I would like to thank the resource person once again, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, who will guide us and create an awareness on how to make use of all these resources for the betterment of all of us. I once again thank everyone for having given me an opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm pleased to invite Dr. M. Salem, Principal, Mahendra Institute of Engineering and Technology, Namakkal, to share a few words of presentation for this awareness program.
So very good morning, everybody. So I am very glad to greet to this user awareness program on exploring the resources of NDLI, an initiative of AICT. I welcome our Chief Guest, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, Chief Strategic and Outreach Officer, NDLI, IIT Kharagpur, for exploring the benefit to the students members of the NDLI Club. I welcome all the faculty, participants, and everyone present here. It's a good compliment to every participant to participate in this event. This will surely give rise to more confidence in you and encourage you to participate in every field. The cooperation and coordination in every participant and organizer are highly appreciated. We have a very big central library cost of more than 5 crores with digital facilities for the benefit of all. A library is a garden, library is an arcade, library is a storehouse, library is company at happy and hard times. Library is a multitude of counselors. Large but not least, I would like to wish everyone present here to have a memorable time today of this webinar. Once again, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I graciously invite Dr. N. Mohanaskararaju, Dean Academics, Mahendra, sharing the experience of the Chennai.
Very good morning. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible. Yes, sir, it's audible.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you, organizer. So very good morning to all. Most distinguished guest of today program, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, Chief Strategy and Outreach Officer of NDL of IIT Kharagpur, most respected Executive Director of Mahendra Educational Institutions, respected Principal of Mahendra Engineering College, Dr. Mahendra Kauda, and respected Principal Dr. T. Ilango, and Mr. Sendil Kumar, and other guests and professors, HODs present in the forum. So, a very good morning to all. So, I take this opportunity to tell about some few points on NDLI. So, before I am coming to this forum, I gone through some NDL aspects. So, from not only this NDL is helping for reading habit, developing the reading habit. So, this is like in a library in your pocket. Okay, so you see that you can now, because of the digitalization initiated by our government of India, so now the library is get into your pocket through the mobile. So when we are all, as our executive director and our principal of Mahendra Koda has been mentioned about the research scholars. So we are searching when we are all doing a research. We are going for pillar to pillar to get the materials and getting the articles and finding the articles. But now getting a knowledge and getting the resource material not a big problem. That is in your pocket through your mobile or some internet connectivity. So that kind of initiatives taken by the government of India through the IIT Kharagpur is amazing and good initiatives. So it is not only for getting resources. I have seen that some of the aspects is wonderful. It is not if you having because of your knowledge and you having the materials, you having a good ideation. How can you convert this ideation into make it in funding or going for a startup? So everything it is guided through NDLI. That is the one of the aspect I amazing, because as we are all know that library only for finding the materials. But apart from these things, if you are going for not only for getting ideations through your knowledge, but if you're going for any funding, so it is helping or supporting through this NDL aspect. So that is some of the interesting aspects. I think our chief guest may exploring more the resources or how to exploit these resources in this forum. So I request all the participants in this forum make use of his input, so that whatever you think in your mind, okay, in terms of gathering the knowledge and the exploiting this knowledge into get into the funding or getting going for a startup. Okay, so these kind of things is wonderful. It is not only for developing your knowledge. It's like a repository of the medicines for the mind. So we know that all of you as a computer science in the world, so both the hardware and software. The hardware, you are having a hospital to repair and they can take these medicines. But in case of to mind, so only the thing is we have a library or need a lot of reading the books. For this, it is available in your pocket. You don't have to go anywhere. Okay. So for this finding books or the articles for whatever you need, whether you for mentally, whatever for knowledge or so to take some good rest on your mind. So it is available in your mind. I mean, it is available in your pocket. The only thing is you have to spend some time, good time with that library. Definitely will get benefited. With these few words, so I thank you for giving this opportunity. I wish this program a grand success. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. V. Sangeeta, Associate Professor of English and Executive Member of NDLI Club, Mahendra Engineering College, to introduce our resource person of this educative session.
A pleasant morning to one and all present here. I feel honored to introduce our eminent resource person of the session, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, Chief Strategic and Outreach Officer, National Digital Library of India, IIT Kharagpur, West Bengal. To mention his academic background, Sir holds a Doctor of Philosophy from the Center for the Study of Law and Governance, Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. Received his MPhil from JNU, New Delhi. He completed his post-graduation in Public Management from University of Madras and BSc Information Technology from Madurai Kamaraj University. To highlight his vast experience, our distinguished guest has more than 14 years of research, development, and program management in the domains of information and communication technology for development, education, skill development, e-governance, social entrepreneurship, public policy, health, and rural development. To add, he is also the founder of Brilliant IAS Preparer, a mobile-based low-costing training solution for the civil service aspirants. Earlier to this, he worked with the Indian Public Library Movement and CSE E-Governance Services India Limited. Dr. Vignesh has succeeded in large number of development projects like National Digital Literacy Mission, Cybergram Yojana, E-Inclusion, IT training for rural SC/ST women beneficiaries, E-Vidya, innovative project for rural women, Women Digital Literacy Project, etc. He has also implemented many innovative ICT-led policy initiatives for promoting growth in rural parts of India. His research interests include public access to technology, technology-enabled learning, governance, rural development, etc. To his credit, Sir has been actively participating in various international forums like United Nations General Agreement on ICT 4D, Internet Governance Forum e-Asia, International Telecommunication Union e-India, etc. Our renowned guest is an efficient organizer of events, an energetic personality with professional experience, a man of high intellect, the professional with a humane approach, hero of competing discussions, strong in consultation services, the man with out-of-box thinking and whatnot. With this rich profile, I am honored to welcome our speaker, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, to take over the session. Sir, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sangeeta. Respected Executive Director, Professor Dr. R. Samson Ravindran, principals of all the colleges, Professor Dr. R.V. Mahendra Gowda, Professor Dr. T. Ilango, Professor Dr. M. Senthil Kumar, Professor Dr. N. Mohanasundara Raju, and our own Chief Librarian, Dr. U. Pramanandan, for coordinating all this session. So I would like to thank each one of you for organizing this event. So first of all, my heartiest congratulations to your entire institution for collectively registering over 5,000 members under your NDLI club. So I think that's a great achievement that your group of institutions have done. So out of 5 lakh members we have under NDLI club, so 5,000, that is 1% of the club members have come only from your group of institutions. So my heartiest congratulations to the entire team behind this and the management for doing this amazing work. So now, as I think Dr. Ravindran clearly mentioned, he was highlighting some of the important aspects of why to read. Because I have interacted before this pandemic set in, one of the best way I learn is interacting with people. I like to observe people. I would like to see how people use the libraries. So I had traveled over 500, 600 institutions across the countries and some libraries outside of India as well. One of the major challenges that I have been seeing outside of India, especially in the developed countries and in India, is like people have been forced to read in our country, right? And what do they read? They read for their exams. what do the exams help for? That's a very big question. I think we all have to ask a question to ourselves. Why are we writing an examination for each one of us? So having said this, so I remember, I think during one of our visit to Australia, where we had an opportunity to visit the Victoria State Library. It was like completely fuzzing with energy. You can see the young generation to the oldest people, every walks of people come to the library and they become part of the community. Like if you go to Tamil Nadu, not now, earlier it used to be the tea stalls in Tamil Nadu used to be the major hub for reading, right? So you might have noticed even in some part of the tea stalls, you will see the major headlines of all the newspapers put in with the major headings. So that attracts people to read what is happening in the country. So I don't want to get into the controversy of like what is there in the newspaper to read these days, but earlier it used to be a very good opportunity. And if you look at our neighboring state like Kerala, there the community owned the library. They wanted every community, even a village. If you go to a village, you will see a public library or a Vayana Shala in each of those villages. That will ensure people to read. Why to read? To make a good human being. That is the ultimate purpose. But I can see like a lot of literate people are coming out, but not educated people. So for being educated, you don't have to have a degree of BE or BTech or BSc or MSc or PhD also. For being a good human being, you have to read beyond your books, textbooks, right? So I have seen in many of the institutions, children go to libraries primarily to enjoy the air-conditioned hall, right? So that is the stark reality that is facing in front of us. And where is the problem? Why is this happening? The problem is not outside. The problem is within our own self. So each of us have to introspect within us. What are we going to achieve? Maybe 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, 20 years down the line. What are we going to really achieve? That is the question which one of us should ask to ourselves, right? So I know whatever I'm speaking may not sound great, but I was also in the other side of the table. Like I remember during my undergraduation days at one of the colleges in Tamil Nadu, I had in the first semester 2 arrears, right? So, and you won't believe like I was so stupid. I read for electronics paper and went and appeared for mathematics paper, right? So I was so stupid. But thanks to a turning point, everyone have a turning point in their life. So they just need a spark, right? So the spark came from one of the faculty members, or few of the faculty members, I would say. They said you're useless and you can be used for nothing. So that was the statement given by one of my faculty members. So I was angry. I got agitated. I said, I'm not going to attend your class. And I just walked out of the classroom. Right. Then I came out. There was nothing. Everyone was inside the class. So one of he was not even my friend. So he was my batchmate. He said like, do you want to come to American college for a competition? I said, I will just go along with you. I will just see how is it happening. So I went there and saw what was happening outside of my institution, outside of my immediate environment. I realized there are a lot of things to learn. So I didn't participate in any competition, but I believed I can also contribute to some extent. On the same day, I came back to the college. I sat directly went to the library. I sat for about 3 hours in the library and I started reading about what I'm studying. So that was the spark. That is when I started realizing what is the purpose of reading. So I hardly attended classes, but I scored a decent mark. So for being a good human being, you don't have to top the class. I can see a lot of people who top the class are still waiting for good opportunity in some college or some IT companies. But what you need is a decent understanding of how to read, what to read, and when to read. So these are the important things. So with this small boring lecture. I will start with a quick presentation that I have shared. I have prepared it for this session. Just give me a quick minute. Is my presentation visible to each one of you?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Okay, thank you so much. So these are the 7 things that we are going to look at in today's session. Why the National Digital Library of India was created on the first instance. How does it work? What kind of content we have? Who is this meant for? How to access these resources? What is the difference between Google and NDLI? And then how to operate NDLI Cloud? Okay. So these are the questions that I asked to myself. So before you start doing anything, you ask these questions: why, what, how, and when. So if you look at all these questions, you will find an answer to whatever you are looking for. Okay. So now let me start with the first question: why there is a need for National Digital Library of India? Because as one of your principal clearly mentioned, you have a central library with over 5 crore amount of resources. That's great. And each of the colleges will be having its own library. Each of the departments may have their departmental library. And if you get out of the college, you will have a public library. You will also have your own Google, which is a big library in itself. And you will have various other digital libraries. Then why do we have to invest in another digital library like National Digital Library of India? So let me come to that. So the primary objective of creating National Digital Library of India is to democratize education. What is the meaning of it? The meaning is we wanted to ensure that every Indian citizen have an equal access to the knowledge resources. So with that idea in mind, the National Digital Library of India came into existence. Okay, it came into existence as a pilot project way back in 2016. Right. And also, if you look at it, why it came into existence? Because the recent past, especially the last 5 to 7 years, the budget and the human resources meant for libraries have been drastically reduced. Right. There are various reasons. When you spoke to the institutions, they have their own reasons. They say there are not much admissions happening. There are a lot of vacant seats in the college. That is one major reason. Another one is the faculty members don't go to the library or use the library in a way that we are expecting. The students don't go to the library and don't use the library resources in a way that they expected. Or the librarian don't have any other work except just stacking the books and then issuing and collecting the books. So there is a complete notion that has been created. So as a result, the budget and the human resources meant for libraries have been drastically reduced. That's great. You have saved a lot of money, but you are actually impacting on the learning outcomes of your students. So the institution, from our anecdotal evidence, I can say whichever institution has put the library as the core heart of the institution and where the libraries is part of the academic work, that institutions have flourished. But most of the institutions where I have seen, library is there just to show it to a NAC or AICT or UGC, right? That is never has been a part of your academic work. Most of the institutions, except very few institutions, whichever I have at least visited. And most of them, they give notes only, including I have known people who work in the academic institution, because the children don't want to read much. They wanted what you call ready-made resources. That is okay, but if you go beyond your books, you will be able to read beyond your textbook. That is what is going to make you a leader. Okay, and it has its own limitations. It has its own advantages. Advantages include suppose in the digital library, what you can do is you can access the same resource by multiple persons at the same time. And you won't have the challenges of missing resources, hidden resources, and damaged resources. And there is no physical boundary in the digital library. So say, for example, you have an examination tomorrow, and suddenly you remember there is a important question that may come, but you forgot to read it. So unfortunately, you don't have a copy of that book. So you need to go to the library and access it. but most of the institutions library closes by around 7 or 8 o'clock in the night. So you will have to wait for the next day to go to the library and read. So by the time your examination will get over. But in the digital library, you can access the resources 24/7 and by anywhere of the country or any part of the globe. And there is no space constraint in the digital library. In the sense, suppose your central library has about say 200,000 resources or 2 lakh resources, and you want to increase it by 4 lakh resources. So what will you need? You will need additional investment of about 5 crore rupees. And you need to have such kind of infrastructure to put an additional resources. Whereas in the digital library, you can just scale it up within few hours, right? And it can also act as a major tool for preservation and conservation. See, for example, in Tamil Nadu, you have various excavations are going on like Kiladi and other places. And you can actually digitize all these valuable or invaluable resources and put it into digital format, which can be used as a complete preservation and conservation tool. And during this pandemic period, libraries across the globe was closed down, right? And even during that time, the National Digital Library of India was giving access to its knowledge resource to every Indian citizen. So during that pandemic period alone, over 6 crore resources were accessed from our repository. Now let's see how does the National Digital Library of India work. I will explain it with the help of this diagram. So imagine this central part. This is the National Digital Library of India repository. And as a first step, what we do is we partner with institutions. Say, for example, if Mahendra group of institutions come up and say that we are having over 1,000 non-copyrighted open source digitized resources. What are these digitized resources? It could be your faculty's video lectures, PowerPoint presentations, data, student publications, student projects, master project, undergraduation projects, any teaching, learning and research material, which you are willing to share it with every Indian citizen. Then as a first step, we sign an agreement with your institution, right? And then we help you in setting up an IDR. IDR stands for Institutional Digital Repository, right? So this is like a mini website. So once you create this IDR, you have to put all these 1,000 resources in an organized way, okay? And then against each of these resources, you have to create metadata. What is metadata? In this context, say one of your faculty's video lectures is available at NDLI. So who was the author? What was the topic? Which was the publishing institution? What was the topics that are covered? So the basic information about a resource is called metadata. So you create metadata against each of these resources and put it in the repository. Now, what happens is once the metadata is created, we just pull the metadata from your repository and we store it in our repository, and we connect both these repository through an API, right? Now, suppose if a researcher from say Kanyakumari wants to access one of your faculty's video lectures, so he or she comes to NDLI, they search for that resource. Once they locate that resource, they click on that resource, then we redirect them to this API to your idea. So here you validate this user. If he is a genuine registered user of NDLI, once he is a genuine registered user, you give him access to the entire content directly to this researcher. So in this process, what happens is NDLI acts as a content facilitator. The content ownership is lying with you. We don't own your content. We just give you a platform to share your knowledge and wealth. Right? That's what we help you do. So I invite the Mahendra group of institutions to be a part of NDLI and start sharing your knowledge resources, because the more you share, the more you learn. Now, as I said, we primarily partner with institutions, and we have partnered with over 386 such content contributors from across the globe. Now, let's see what kind of content we have. So if you look at the content contribution subject-wise, we have computer science, information and general works over 1.66 crore resources. Philosophy and psychology, we have 6 lakh resources. Religion, we have 2.2 lakh resources. Social sciences, we have 61 lakh resources. Language, we have 1.9 lakh resources. Natural sciences and mathematics, we have 98 lakh resources. Technology, we have 1.27 crore resources. The arts, fine and decorative arts, we have 19 lakh resources. Literature and rhetoric, we have about 9.6 lakh resources. History and geography, we have about 11 lakh 34,000 resources. So if you add all these, as of today, our total repository strength is about 7.93 crore resources. And these 7.93 crore resources are available in multiple learning resource formats. They are not only just ebooks or articles. They are like faculty publications, thesis, dissertations, master's projects, undergraduate projects, PowerPoint presentations, video lectures, class notes, coursework, term papers, assignments, assessments, lab experiments, manuals, question banks, case studies, model answers, data sets, manuscripts, law acts, law judgments, newspaper articles, annual reports, project reports. So we have over 60 different types of learning resource formats available in our repository. And these 7.93 crore resources come in 5 different access options. So what are these 5 access options? Open access, NDL users content, limited access, subscribed access, and authorized access. So out of these 5 access options, only open and NDL users content will give you access to the entire content. We call it in technical terms full text access. Okay. So how do you find this? Say for example, if you're searching on a topic, so you will see a list of results. Okay. So here the first icon, so there are 3 icons. The first icon denotes what does this access option mean. So this green color with open lock means it's a open access content. You can download this entire content. The second one denotes the language. Third one denotes the type of content, right? And say for example, here it's a authorized access, which means you need to have additional authorization from the source authority to access this content. And if you look at the access option based content, open access contents are the major chunk of resources that we have with 5.81 crore resources. Okay. And then NDL users contents are about 6.6 lakh resources. So if you add these two, we have about 5.88 crore resources. That is about 74% of our resources are completely free of cost for educational and research purposes. So you don't have to pay not even a single penny for accessing these 5.88 crore resources. So if you look at the learning resource type based content, articles are about 4.15 crore, newspaper articles are about 74 lakhs. We have books of about 67 lakhs. We have thesis of about 7.4 lakhs. Video lectures are about 4.6 lakhs. And these resources available at NDLI are meant for every age group. They are not just only for higher education institution. We have resources for school going children, college going youths, working professionals, academicians, researchers, entrepreneurs, and lifelong learners. So anyone who is interested in learning, we have resources for them. Okay, so now let us quickly see how to access these resources. So this is the most important part. So there are 2 ways through which you can access the National Digital Library. One is through a mobile app. So we have the NDLI mobile app available for both Android as well as iOS, or you can access it from any browser-based mode also. Okay. So now what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to live demonstrate it to you how to access the National Digital Library of India through a browser-based application. So just go to any browser and then search for National Digital Library of India. Okay. And then just enter. So here I have gone to Google Chrome, and I'm searching for it. So the first URL which you get, that is ndl.iitkgp.ac.in. This is our official URL. So you just have to click on this URL. Then it will take you to our home page. So this is how the NDLI home page looks like.
Sorry for interruption, sir. The screen is not visible, sir.
Just give me a moment. Let me quickly go back to the. Just give me.
Sir, we can view your cursor movement, sir.
No, I have to change the screen sharing mode. So I'm trying to find out that how do I stop sharing it and then reshare it?
Okay. Now it's visible, sir. You are muted, sir.
Right. So now it's visible. So now this is how the NDLI, let me quickly start from here. So I just went to Google and then I searched for National Digital Library of India. The first URL which you get, which is ndl.iitkgb.ac.in, this is our official URL. So now if you want to open NDLI, you just have to click here and it will take you to our home page. So here there are two ways through which you can access the NDLI. One is through an open search, right? So let me just, what I request you is just put me few topics which you want me to search and show you. So I searched for, I'm just going to search for a topic called Java programming. And I got about 77,000 results on this topic, right? So now here you can see it's a restricted access or authorized access, which will need additional authorization. So what I need is only full text content. So what I have to do is on the left hand side, there is a filter called access restriction. So here if I choose open and NDLI, then I will get content only which is from full text content, which these contents I can just download and use it for educational and research purposes. Say for example, suppose if I have to view this content or download this content, I just have to click on this content. So first click on metadata. So this is the metadata that I was talking about. So this is the title, this is the author, who is the sponsor. So this is the basic information. Now, if you look at the access restriction, this is a open access, which means you can download this content. So to download this content, you just have to click on content. Then this entire content will open here, right? So here you can click on get this book, or you can just copy and paste these resources in your table also. Okay. So this is how you can use the content. Let me see if someone has put any topic. Anyone? Let me just say. Right. So give me any topic which you want me to search so that I can show you. Say, for example, let me search for engineering mechanics. Okay. And I want the content only from, say, NPTEL. Let me see if the content is available from NPTEL. Right. So we have NPTEL resources on this topic. So we have about 18,000 resources from NPTEL alone on this topic. And then if you want a biofuel production in India, so T. Kritika has given a topic called biofuel production in India. Let me just give it a search. Okay. So we have algal biofuel production and mitigation potential in India, biofuel production in India, potential prospect and technology. We have about 2.211 lakh resources. Let me see if anyone has given any other topic. Any other topic you want me to search? Okay, so let me see renewable energy. Okay, let me search for this topic called renewable energy. And suppose if you want only video content. So on the right hand side, you can see there is a filter called content type. And if you click on video, you will be able to see, there are about 364 videos available on this topic. And then Gautam gave me a topic called Python for beginners. So let me just search for this topic. So we have content on this topic also. So now if you want only full text content, just click on open content, then you can see. So there is a content from TeacherTube on introduction to Python for beginners. And then there is a Rajkumar has given a topic called battery vehicle technology. So just go here and then search for this topic. Now we have about 19,000 resources on this topic. And then Dr. S. Balamurugan gave a topic called gear manufacturing. Let me see if that topic is available. I searched for this topic called gear manufacturing. Yeah, it's available. We have 27,000. And then Vijay Shalini Srinivasan gave a topic called data structures and algorithms. I searched for data structures and algorithms. Right, so it's available. And then Hari Balan gave a topic called chatbot. We search for chatbot. So we have available. So I can show you still more topics, but what I'm going to request you is, after the session is over, kindly take out 5 minutes from your schedule and then just download the NDLI mobile app in your mobile phone and then search for topic of your choice. Okay. And then if you find it useful, kindly share it with your friends, relatives, and family members. That's my humble request to each one of you. And if you don't find it useful, just ignore and then move ahead with your own work. Only if you find it useful, use it. Otherwise, don't. It's not a compulsion that everybody should use this NDLI mobile app, right? So you can search green building design, blockchain. I've given you 5 minutes for exploring that after this session is over. So now let me get back to the presentation. Let me share the presentation again. Yes. So what I was showing is, right. So this is something that I've searched for: artificial intelligence, engineering mechanics, engineering drawing, theory of relativity, biotechnology. So these are some of the topics that I have searched. Human resource management, right? Now, there is a new section called study at home section. So you can see it in the home page itself, the study at home section. There, suppose if you want only engineering related content, you just have to click on engineering. Then you can see the various engineering subjects being listed here. So now you can click on this relevant subject and then see more resources available under the topic. Okay. You can also similarly search for science, humanities, law and management, engineering. So these are the content, featured contents that are available for college going students. So we have NPTEL's over 1.5 lakh resources. Shodh Ganga's thesis of about 2.5 lakh is available. Swayam's video lectures have about 1 lakh available. Digital Library of India's rare collection of resources that are available. Satyajit Ray's original writings are available. Bose Institute materials, spoken tutorial, EPG Pathshala, the National Science Digital Library, MIT Open Courseware, Semantic Scholar, Archive.org, Paperity, CiteSeerX, and faculty contributions. And we also have national license content from South Asia Archive and World eBook Library. And apart from this, we have some pleasure reading materials like 1984, Ulysses, Metamorphosis, Pride and Prejudice, Dracula, etc. And then also for competitive examination preparation, we have the question banks for various competitive examinations, like UPSC's civil service examination, and also for various NTA, National Testing Agency's competitive examinations are also available. For IIT JEE Main and Advanced, we have their past 10 years solved papers for free. And I've already shown you how to download the content from NDLI. Right. So for effectively using NDLI, you need to remember two important things. One is you should know the correct search keyword. And the second one is you should know the various filter options through which you can narrow down the results. Say, for example, here I'm going to talk about some 9 important filter options. Say, for example, you searched on a topic called engineering mechanics and you want only the full text content. So what you have to do, you have to go to this filter called access restriction, choose open and NDLI. Then you will get only the full text content. And then you can choose by author, by subject category, by educational level, by file format, by language, by learning resource type and source. And this is also content type. So these are 9 important filter options which you can use to narrow down the results. And also you can change the language interface into various Indian languages. Like currently you can change it into Hindi, Gujarati, Marathi, Bengali, Assamese, Oriya, Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, apart from English. And so far what we have seen is why NDLI was created, how does the NDLI work, what kind of content we have, who is this meant for, and then we have also seen how to use the NDLI from a browser-based application. So now I'm going to quickly show you how to download and use NDLI mobile app, right? So suppose if you are using an Android phone, go to the Play Store, or if you are using an iPhone, go to the App Store. And then you have to search for National Digital Library of India. You have to enter the entire name, especially in the App Store. Okay. Once you search, you have to look for this logo, app name, and the publisher name. All the three should be National Digital Library of India. Then you click on install in the app itself. Okay. Once you click on install in the app will get downloaded into your mobile phone. So once the app is installed, you just have to click on the app. So once you click, the app will open. So the first screen, this is how the NDLI mobile app will look like. So now here also you can do a browse or search. Suppose if you want to browse, you just have to click on this 4 square. Then you can see all the 4 different types of browse option will appear. Or if you want to search, you just have to click here. So you have to click on this search icon. Then this search box will appear. Here I have searched for a topic called financial accounting. And then I have to click on the search button, right? Now I got on this topic of financial accounting, I got 2.25 lakh resources. Now I want to filter or narrow down the results. So just have to click on this orange color icon. Then whatever filters we saw on the just now will appear on the top. So here you can scroll to see the remaining filters. Now if I want only video content, so what I have to do, go to this filter called content type and then choose video and then apply. So now I got 205 results on this topic of financial accounting alone. So this is how you have to use the NDLI mobile app. So now what I am requesting each of the participants is kindly install the NDLI mobile app and then search for the topic of your choice. And then in the chat box, put which topic you searched and how many results you found. Okay. So I'm going to take say next few minutes, 5 minutes for explaining the broader difference between Google and NDLI and then how to operate NDLI Club. So during this time also, I request each of the participants to kindly install the app and then search for the topic of your choice and then put it in the chat box, which topic you searched and how many results you found. Okay. And so kindly do it now so that I will know how many of you are actually active and using or exploring the NDLI app and resources. Okay. So now we have come to the second last part of the presentation, which is Google versus NDLI. And then we will see how does this is different. So imagine there is a girl called Payal who is studying class 8 and her native language is Hindi. And she is particularly scared about magnetism in the subject of physics. And similarly, there is a guy called Shamik who wants to pursue his PhD on the subject of magnetism. So now both of them went to Google. They searched for the same topic called magnetism and they found same results, 1.89 crore results, right? And then they came to NDLI. They searched for the same topic. They got 11,16,000 results. Now what Payal did, she applied 2 filters. The first filter she applied was she chose educational level of 5th to 8th standard. And then language she chose Hindi. Now she got only 8 relevant results for her. Whereas what Shamik did, he only chose career and technical papers and he got 219 results. Right. Now, from this example, so these are the broader difference. So before I get into it, let me first clarify. First of all, we should not compare between Google and NDLI because these are 2 different objects created for 2 different purposes, right? Google is a brilliant giant. So we can't even compare Google and NDLI. But many people keep asking me this question of like, we have Google, then why do we need NDLI? So I keep telling you the same example. So first, before we understand it, how Google functions is the moment you put a search term, Google goes around the World Wide Web, and wherever this term called magnetism is there, it will just pull the results and display it in front of you. It's a great tool that humankind has ever got because by sitting at home, you will access information from across the globe. But in this process, what Google can't do is it can't distinguish whether it's coming from an authentic source or an unauthentic source, whether it's a real information or a fake information, whether it's an educational content or a non-educational content, whether it's relevant for Shamik or Payal or Vignesh, it can't distinguish. On the other hand, each content that is available at NDLI is curated educational content. How? Because we only partner with trusted educational and research institutions. So we only have purely educational content. That is the first major difference. Second difference is you can actually narrow down the results using educational filter options, which is available only at NDLI. But in Google, we have an advanced search option, but that is very generic in nature, right? And the third difference is we have a unified platform, which means you can access the content of over 385 platforms in a single interface, which is not possible in Google because you have to go to each of these 385 content platforms and then access it. And the last difference is we have national license content, which Google does it. So these are the broader difference between Google and NDLI. Now we come to the last part of the presentation, which is how to operate NDLI Club. So since your institution is already a part of the club, I will just stick to the very basic aspect of the NDLI Club. So primary objective of NDLI Club is to promote the culture of reading and learning, especially among the young generation. So this is the most important objective. And for this purpose, we have created an online platform called NDLI Club for conducting various learning or teaching, learning or academic related activities. And we believe this will enhance the students' core competence and sharpen their skills. So I'm just skipping these slides because this has already been done by your institution. So, so after this event is over, your institution will be able to generate a certificate of registration, which will look like this. So once this this is done, this will be valid only for 30 days, right? So within that 30 days, you have to register all the remaining students and faculty members of your institution under NDLI Club. Why? Because this will help you in tracking the number of registered users of your institution in a single interface, right? So also this will help whenever you go for AICT or UGC or NAC accreditation, that time it will, or re-accreditation, it will really help. And also you need to conduct at least 10 reading or knowledge related activities within the remaining period. So what type of activities that you can conduct? It could be a lecture series or a quiz competition or a storytelling session or a go session, film screening, drawing competition, role play, writing competition, maker space or debate. So these are just indicative list of activities, and your institution can also come up with any other innovative reading, learning or teaching related activities also. But remember, each event that you create should be created on the platform, NDLI Club platform, and the participant must register on the platform, and the report must be uploaded on the NDLI Club. Then only it will be counted under your institution, which will help you in renewing a certificate for the next year, right? So that's it from my end. If you have any question, I would be happy to respond to your question. So kindly bear with us. So in the meanwhile, I'm getting a call from the Defense Secretary Office. Just give me an important call. I will call you back. I will respond to your questions in a little while. Thank you. Sorry, that was an important call here, Kulka. Thank you. Let me just open the chat box. Let me stop sharing it. So there are a few people who have searched. Mr. Suresh Kumar, Mr. Rahul searched on digital marketing. Dr. K. Rajkumar searched on IC engines. Dr. Balamurugan searched on engineering, metrology, hacking. Giri Surya searched on hacking. Good. Sure. So moderator, if there are any other questions, we can take it up, or we can wind up this session.
Participants, if you want to ask any questions, you can unmute and then you can ask the question.
Thank you, sir, for this useful and informative session. This valuable platform NDLI definitely helps us to enrich our knowledge. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. U. Brahmanathan, Chief Librarian, Mahendra Educational Institutions, and President of NDLI Club, Mahendra Engineering College, to propose vote of thanks for this NDLI awareness program.
Riti, just a minute. They have posted some other questions.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Let's
Okay, sorry, I had another call. So can we wind up the session now? Is it okay? Oh, there is a question from Dr. S. Balamurugan. Dr. Balamurugan, how to access the marked content marked as subscribed and authorized? Right. So, Dr. Balamurugan, the question, that's a very relevant question. What is happening is like, as of now, NDLI is not authorized to collect any user fees from any institution. So, all the resources, registration, NDLI club, everything is completely free of cost, right? So what is happening is like for accessing the subscribed and authorized access, you need to take subscription from the respective publishers. Or you can also go through government platform of called Influnet, Shod Sindhu or Enlist, through which you can access the subscription and access it from NDLI. I hope I have addressed it. And there is another question from Mr. Dhanush Kannan. If I write exam answer where I refer in NDLI book, that's a very good question, Mr. Dhanush. What is happening is like this is something that a seriously flawed educational system that we have. Artificial intelligence, whether written by X, Y, Z, is artificial intelligence, right? The depth of the content may differ. See, everything is subjective. Suppose if I look at artificial intelligence, I would look at it from a different perspective. Whereas if Dr. Samson looks at it, he may look at it from a different perspective. Accordingly, he will write the book. As a reader, as an educationist, what you need to do is you need to understand different perspectives and then present it in a way that you can present it, right? As long as the basic understanding of artificial intelligence is clear, you can write it, explain it in a way that the other person can understand. That's good enough for a good educational system. Okay, so kindly keep that in mind. That's a very good question. You can use the resources, and I encourage first the faculty members to extensively use as part of their academic activity. Even if you give an assignment on the topics from using NDLI resources, that would be a good beginning, right? And then gradually you can encourage them to use NDLI. Okay, so there is a question from Vijay Shalini Srinivasan. If I search for government exams, will I get results? So we won't get you won't get it as of now. We will get only the question banks. So Gautam, there is a question on once again show how to download a book. Very good. So let me quickly show you, Gautam. Share the resources. I will show you the Chrome one. Let me just get back. So I hope you are able to see this. Say for example, you want to download this content. So what you have to do is just click on this. First go to metadata and then click on content. Okay, now there is some connectivity issue here. Let me open some other content. See, sometimes you may face this problem because their server may have some problem. Okay, so let me show you this Arabic chatbots. So after some time it will start, and also if you face such kind of an error, you can send an email to, I will put it in the chat box, which email you have to send. So now this is some metadata. Now if you want to download this content, what is happening, refuse to connect. Maybe my internet connection is having some problem. Let me just. Right. So this is a content. Suppose if you want to download this content, just click on this PDF format, then the content will get downloaded into your machine. Right. So this is how you can download. Whenever you face the error, you just note down. So now you can see there is a 12-page content which got downloaded into your machine. Now you can just click on this button to download it, and then use it for educational purposes. And whenever you face such error that we just now faced, what you have to do is I will just put an send an email ID ndl-support at iitkgp.ac.in. So you just send any such connectivity issue, just put it in the chat box in an email with the screenshot. This is not connecting, then our technical team immediately look into it and then they will connect it. Okay. Right. So I hope I have answered most of the questions. And also we have shot up by 10 minutes over time. So we can end this session if it's okay.
Thank you, sir, for this useful and informative session. This valuable platform, NDLI, definitely helps us to enrich our knowledge. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. U. Pramanathan, Chief Librarian, Mahendra Educational Institutions, and President of NDLI Club, Mahendra Engineering College, to propose vote of thanks for this NDLI awareness program.
Audible?
Sir, it's audible.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to one and all present here. As we come close of this awareness program, on behalf of Mahendra Educational Institutions, it gives me immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks to this August gathering. Expressing gratitude is a proven way to improve our lives and lift our spirits. On this fruitful occasion, first of all, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to our respected chairman, managing directors, who has motivated and lead us to organize this program in a systematic manner. Thank you so much, sir. I extend my very special thanks to our resource person, Dr. Vignesh Sornamohan, for his excellent coverage on exploring NDLI resources to our students and faculties. His knowledge and expertise on e-resources and its significance enhance the wisdom of our academic community. Thank you once again, sir. I am also very grateful to our Executive Director, respected Professor Dr. R. Samson Ravindran, Mahendra Educational Institutions, who had given an inspirational presidential address today. Thank you so much, Professor. I would like to express our sincere thanks to Professor Dr. R.V. Mahendra Gowda, Principal MEC, Professor Dr. T. Ilango, Principal MIT, Professor Dr. M. Sendil Kumar, Principal MIET, Professor Dr. N. Mogana Sundar Raju, Dean Academics, MCE, Professor Dr. C.T. Sivakumar, Executive Officer, Mahendra Educational Institution, the masters who had saved this program towards a grand success. Thank you so much, professors. I do appreciate of the noble gesture of the technical support, Professor Dr. M. Kannan, HOD, CSE, MEC, who had sacrificed their energy and precious time to deliver this program to this enthusiastic forum. I would like to express my gratitude to Professor Dr. V. Sanmugam, Dean SMS and Secretary NDLI Club, MEC, Professor Dr. J. Rajavel, Dean Academics and Secretary NDLI Club, MIT, Academics Coordinators, HODs, Placement Officers, and Administrative Officers of our sister institutions, who had encouraged us to conduct this program to be a successful event. Thank you so much, professors. I extend my knowledge of gratitude to all the faculties, library committee members, NDLI Club authorities, Dr. V. Sangeeta, Associate Professor English, Professor Dr. Lily Biola, Madam, Dr. T. Akila, Madam, Dr. Prema, Madam, Sundara Devi, Madam, and Nilofer Nisa, Madam, Mr. Venus, librarian, MEC, and other library colleagues who had continuously encouraging and supporting us to reach this program to the students. Thank you so much, friends. My heartfelt gratitude to all the participants who were actively attended this program and shared their feedback. Thank you, participants. I would like also thank supporting staffs, non-teaching staffs, and the IT help desk team, maintenance staff who helped me to prepare this program. Thank you all. Once again, I wish to share my sincere thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.